Hi there, this is Mr. Evans with a video on the product life cycle. So we are now down here looking at the product element of the marketing mix and the different things that you need to know about the product element of the marketing mix. So part of understanding the product element of the marketing mix is understanding that businesses sell a range of products, their product portfolio. Most businesses have more than one product, and the business will want to efficiently manage that range of products that they've got. So a way of doing this is by conducting a product portfolio analysis, which is a method of systematically reviewing and evaluating the range of products that a business offers. So there's a couple of methods that you need to know about how a business can conduct a product portfolio analysis, and they're very much linked with each other. One of them is the product life cycle, which I'll look at in this video, and one of them is the Boston Matrix. So the product life cycle can be defined as the different stages a product goes through in terms of sales volume, from its development right through to its withdrawal. And the product life cycle is, okay, it looks very nice, it's a nice model and so on, but what you need to remember about it is it's useful for businesses to conduct because it makes them understand the most appropriate marketing strategy for their different products. So if we work through it, that will probably become clearer. First of all, here is a diagrammatic representation of the product life cycle. So we've got sales and profit up on this axis, and along here is time. And there are 5 stages that a product will go through in the product life cycle. First of all, we've got product development. Okay, the business isn't making any sales at this time, the product isn't for general sale, it's just in the process of being developed. Then we have the introduction, growth, the maturity of a product, and then its decline. The theory is that every product will go through this product life cycle. The length of the life cycle will vary from product to product, but this is, and the shape might vary as well. But this is the general model of what the sales of a product over time look like. Some of these life cycles will be very short. Think about, fashion items, things that, come and go within a season. Crazes, fads that they might only last a few months. Pokemon Go is a recent example of something that just lasted a couple of months. Marmite, cornflakes, the Golf, the VW Golf, examples of products with much longer product life cycle. You can see here they've got profit as well. Because of all the investment going on in the product development stage and the money spent on introduction, a business doesn't usually start making profit on its products until quite late on within the product life cycle. But let's just have a quick look at the different stages in a bit more detail. So stage number 1 is product development. It's characterised by testing, modelling, experimentation. Businesses will be conducting high levels of market research, high levels of investment, and therefore they're going to have negative cash flows. So what's the relevant for a marketing strategy? Well, maybe businesses will be releasing, press releases. I'm thinking about Google Glass before it came out. There was a lot of noise about stuff going on behind the scenes, but really at the product development stage, we're not that interested in marketing at this stage. We're just trying to get the product right through market research. Next stage is introduction. So this is characterised by a need to raise awareness. So the introduction stage is when the product is released for general sale. generally we're going to see quite low sales at first and high promotional costs. So the business is trying to raise awareness. How's it doing that? The appropriate marketing strategies, well, it's informative advertising. If this is a new product, people need to understand the benefits to them of getting it, and informative advertising is a way to do that. Lots of press releases, many businesses have launch parties. Think of something like the software, games things, books. The later Harry Potter books had huge kind of parties on release. And the pricing strategy will depend on the type of product. So we'll look at pricing strategies in more detail at another date, but high-tech things like iPhones tend to go for a price skimming strategy at first. High-tech things, you set the price very high when the product is released. The early adopters will be prepared to pay that high price, and then you drop the price over time. In more competitive markets, maybe the cereal market, you'd release your new product at a low price, try and encourage people to buy it, get interested, and then raise the price. So the pricing strategy will really depend on the product, but basically we're trying to raise awareness at this introduction stage. Next is growth. It's characterised by increasing brand awareness, a rapid increase in sales. You can see that the sales line starts increasing rapidly, and falling costs as output and capacity utilisation increases. So the firm has become more efficient as it produces a higher number of units. That should allow the cost per unit to fall, and maybe we'll start to see a little bit of profit at this stage of the product life cycle. The most appropriate marketing strategies, wrong slide, will be to raise awareness. We're still trying to get our brand out there. We'll probably remove our introductory pricing, so if we've set a very high price for the high-tech products, then we'll drop the price to try and attract more sales. If we've set off with a very low introductory price, at this stage we want to raise the price. Hopefully enough people have bought the product and are interested in it, and they're going to continue to buy it at a slightly higher price. We might increase the number of distribution channels, so the product is more widely available. Okay, so we've grown rapidly, and now we're at the growth stage of the product life cycle. It's characterised by high brand awareness. Everyone's aware of our product now. We're out there. We've had a peak and sort of normalisation now of our sales. That kind of rapid growth is over, and we should be experiencing high levels of sales revenue. So how's that going to affect our marketing strategy? Well, we can look to maybe reduce the amount of advertising we're doing now, and certainly the type of advertising will change. Rather than having to inform consumers about the product and its benefits, consumers should be aware of that, and we'd look to just set reminder adverts. The Gorilla advert and the Eyebrows advert for Cadbury's Dairy Milk are really good examples of this. I don't think you see the product in those adverts at all, and everyone knows what Cadbury's Dairy Milk is, and they're just reminder adverts to get people to buy the product. We would probably look to use the revenues to support the development of new products, and now we're coming towards the end of our product life cycle. We're experiencing high sales. We need to start investing some of the revenues we're earning in the replacement product. So we would be starting maybe to get a little bit concerned at this stage, because we know that products sales are likely to eventually fall. So what are we doing to cement our future viability as a business, really? We need to keep on investing in new products. And we'll start considering extension strategies. Final stage of the product life cycle: decline, falling sales, products being replaced by newer versions. What would we look to do in terms of our marketing strategy? Well, cut prices, reduce our advertising. We may not need need to advertise anymore. Why waste money on it if we're in a falling market? And we'd look to consider some extension strategies, and I'll look at extension strategies in more detail in the next video. Okay, so that's the product life cycle. The key thing to remember about the product life cycle is, yes, it's a very kind of pretty little diagram that we can draw, but the key thing for a business is that it's going to help a business to set appropriate marketing strategies for each of the products in its product portfolio.